The chicken noodle soup your mother gave you when you had a fever wasn't medicine. It wasn't even really chicken soup. What's in that can? What's pretending to be broth? What's pretending to be cream? What's using a restaurant's name to sell you something that was never made in that restaurant's kitchen? Is a story the label was never required to tell you. Today we're telling it. Subscribe. Let's open some cans. Campbell's Chicken Noodle, Progresso Traditional. Real chicken soup starts with a whole bird. You put it in a pot with water, onion, celery, carrots, and thyme. The carcass simmers and releases collagen from the bones. That thick, slightly sticky quality that real stock has. The thing that makes soup feel genuinely satisfying. The fat rises. The vegetables soften and give up their flavor. After a few hours, the pot smells like something your body recognizes as food. That process cannot happen inside a factory at $1.89 a can. So Campbell's built a substitute. The base of Campbell's chicken noodle is not chicken stock. It's water, flavored by yeast extract, salt, and something listed as natural flavors. Natural flavors is an FDA-approved umbrella term for manufactured flavor compounds. In soup, it typically means a laboratory-produced chicken flavoring derived from chicken processing byproducts. The parts of the bird that couldn't be sold as food. Open the can before you heat it and look at what comes out. The liquid is genuinely thin, not the slightly viscous, slightly cloudy quality of real stock. There is no collagen in it. Nothing in it will gel in your refrigerator overnight because nothing in it came from a bone. The chicken pieces are small, uniform, and pale, pressure cooked into a texture that survives years in a can and contributes almost nothing to the flavor of the bowl. The noodles are already soft because they've been sitting in brine since the can was sealed. Remove the yeast extract and the natural flavors, and what's left tastes like warm, salted water with beige things floating in it. This is the function of the 890 milligrams of sodium per serving. When the broth is manufactured rather than simmered, salt is the only thing left to make it taste like something. The sodium isn't incidental, it's structural. It's doing the work that real stock would do if real stock were in the can. Progresso Traditional Chicken Noodle runs the same system. Water, yeast extract, natural flavors, at 960 milligrams of sodium per serving. Ready to eat straight from the can, without even the water dilution that Campbell's concentrated formula requires you to add. Go to your pantry right now. Find the ingredient list on your chicken noodle soup. Look for chicken broth. Then, look at what comes after it. If yeast extract or natural flavors appears in the first 5 ingredients, the broth flavor isn't coming from the chicken. It's coming from a flavor system compensating for stock that was never made. Campbell's Cream of Mushroom, Campbell's Tomato. Campbell's Cream of Mushroom soup is in more American recipes than almost any other single ingredient. Green bean casserole, chicken and rice, tuna noodle, beef stroganoff. Generations of home cooks built their signature dishes around that red and white can, around what they assumed was a rich, mushroom-forward cream sauce that needed only to be diluted and heated. Open the can and read the ingredient list before you look for the mushrooms. Modified food starch is doing the thickening, not cream. Modified food starch is a processed carbohydrate that behaves like a thickener in liquid. It creates the texture of a cream sauce without dairy fat being the reason for it. The cream is present, but it's so far down the ingredient list that it's doing almost nothing to build the body of what's in the can. The thick, smooth consistency you're scooping into your casserole dish is starch-engineered to mimic what cream does naturally. It's like building a fireplace out of cardboard and calling it a hearth. It looks right from across the room. It doesn't do what a fireplace does. Now find the mushrooms. They're in there, in pieces small enough that you can count most of them in a single serving. The mushroom flavor isn't coming from the mushrooms. It's coming from yeast extract doing what yeast extract always does, approximating a savory depth that the real ingredient isn't present in sufficient quantity to produce on its own. The name says cream of mushroom. The can contains starch water with mushroom-flavored seasoning. Campbell's tomato soup is a different crime entirely. And it's not the starch. It contains 12 grams of added sugar per serving, 2 servings per can. That's 24 grams of sugar in a bowl of tomato soup. More than most candy bars, the sugar isn't there because tomatoes are sweet. Industrial tomato paste at Campbell's scale is acidic and flat. To compensate for the flavor that slow-cooked fresh tomatoes would develop naturally, they add sugar in quantities that would horrify anyone who's made tomato soup from scratch and knows what a properly cooked tomato tastes like without help. If you're managing blood sugar and you swapped cream of mushroom for tomato soup thinking you made the healthier call, the label never told you what that trade actually cost. Open your cream of mushroom right now and find modified food starch in the ingredient list. It'll be near the top. That's what's making it thick. The cream is a supporting character. Maruchan Instant Ramen, Lipton Cup of Soup. Maruchan Instant Ramen is the most purchased soup product in America by volume. It is not soup. It's a noodle block and a foil packet of seasoning powder that requires you to add the water yourself. The distinction matters because what's in that packet, what's actually creating the chicken flavor, has never been near a piece of chicken meat. Chicken flavor on a Maruchan label is a manufactured flavor compound. It is derived from chicken processing byproducts. The feet, the carcass remnants, the parts of the bird that couldn't be sold as food, processed into a powder and combined with salt, MSG, and powdered soy sauce. The chicken illustration on the front of the package is not describing an ingredient. It's describing a flavor system built from what's left after the actual chicken was sold to someone else. Maruchan is actually one of the most honest products in this entire video because it hands you the flavor chemistry in a separate pouch and asks you to add it to hot water yourself. Most canned soups hide that same transaction inside a sealed can, so you never see the flavoring system operating independently from the liquid it's flavoring. Maruchan just shows you the trick in the open. You just never looked at what was in the packet. The noodle block alone contributes over 800 milligrams of sodium before the packet is opened, because the noodles themselves are fried in palm oil and pre-salted for preservation. Add the packet, and the total reaches approximately 1,590 milligrams. That sodium is doing the same job it always does in industrial soup, making a manufactured flavor system taste like something real. Lipton Cup of Soup runs the same play in a smaller cup. 700 milligrams of sodium in something that feels more like a snack than a meal. That's the point. The smaller the cup, the less seriously you take it. The less seriously you take it, the less likely you are to flip it over and read the label. The ingredients don't change because the packaging shrank. Next time you make Maruchan, open the flavor packet before you add it. Smell it on its own. That smell, that aggressively savory, slightly chemical intensity, is what you're calling chicken soup. Amy's Organic, Progresso Light, Campbell's, Well Yes, Pacific Foods Organic. This category was built on a single insight. Some consumers started reading labels. They moved on from Campbell's. They walked to the natural foods section and reached for something that looked cleaner. Amy's Organic, Progresso Light, Campbell's Well Yes, with vegetables on the packaging and language implying a more thoughtful formula. The organic certification is real. The vegetables came from certified organic farms. What the certification doesn't cover is the broth those vegetables are floating in. Amy's Organic Chicken Noodle is built on organic chicken broth. But organic chicken broth at industrial scale is still manufactured broth. The flavor system underneath the organic vegetables is yeast extract and natural flavors doing the same job they do in Campbell's. The organic label certified the carrot. It did not certify what's making the liquid taste like chicken. Amy's charges you organic prices to deliver organic vegetables swimming in the same manufactured broth architecture as the conventional can you thought you were leaving behind. Pacific Foods Organic adds another layer. Pacific Foods was acquired by Campbell's in 2017. You are buying a Campbell's product in packaging designed to look like the alternative to Campbell's. The craft identity is real in origin. The ownership is not. Progresso Light reveals the most about how this category operates. Light on a soup label means calories, not ingredients, not processing, not the quality of the broth. Some Progresso Light varieties deliver 790 milligrams of sodium per serving, while the word light on the front implies you made a meaningful health upgrade. They reduce the fat. The manufactured flavor system stayed exactly where it was. Campbell's Well Yes completes the picture. Warmer packaging, vegetable imagery, wellness language. The broth underneath is the same Campbell's broth in a can, designed to make you feel better about opening it. It's the same soup wearing a flannel shirt. Pick up your organic or healthy soup and find the broth in the ingredient list. If it's yeast extract or natural flavors, the organic certification is the veggies, not the soup. Wolfgang Puck Organic, Panera bread at home. The last fake type sells you the story more than the soup. Wolfgang Puck Organic Soups carry a celebrity chef's name and a premium price. The organic certification is real, but the soup in that can was not made by Wolfgang Puck. It was manufactured by a food production company under license. The chef's name implies a standard of craft, the care of someone whose professional reputation depends on what goes in the bowl. What it actually represents is a licensing agreement. His chicken noodle runs approximately 890 milligrams of sodium per serving, identical to standard Campbell's, from a can that costs 3 to 4 times as much. You paid for the name, but I promise you won't find that soup in one of his restaurants. Panera bread at home is the most instructive case in this category because it exists as 2 completely separate products under the same brand. Panera's restaurant soup, the broccoli cheddar you order at the counter, ladled from a pot made that morning, is real soup. Real ingredients made that day, with a shelf life measured in hours. Panera bread at home is a grocery product manufactured by a third-party food company under license, with a different recipe and a shelf life measured in weeks. The sodium runs 790 to 960 milligrams per serving. The refrigerated carton placement creates fresh associations that the processing doesn't support. The pasteurization is complete enough that the unopened product could sit at room temperature for days without spoiling. The brand recognition from the restaurant is doing work for a product that was never made in a Panera kitchen. You're paying for the memory of the restaurant. What's in the carton was made in a factory. Find chicken broth, beef broth, or vegetable broth in the ingredient list. Then look at what comes immediately after it. If yeast extract or natural flavors are in the first 5 ingredients, the broth on the label is a manufactured flavor system. Real soup has a short shelf life because real stock is alive in a way that manufactured broth isn't. A shorter sell-by date is not a flaw. It's the proof. Subscribe because the next 3 products earn their place in your bowl. The canned soup built on real bone broth. Kettle Fire starts where Campbell's never did, with actual bones. Chicken bones simmered long enough to break down the collagen into gelatin. That gelatin is what gives real stock its body. The slight viscosity. The way it coats your throat. The quality that makes a bowl of real chicken soup feel satisfying in a way that salted water never does. It's also what makes real stock set into a solid in the refrigerator. Campbell's never gels because nothing in it came from a bone. The chicken went in as processed meat. The collagen was never extracted. The yeast extract and salt are compensating for a richness that only comes from bones and time. The Kettle Fire ingredient list reads like a recipe. Chicken bone broth, chicken, vegetables, spices. No yeast extract doing flavor work the absent stock can't do. No modified food starch rebuilding a texture the broth couldn't create on its own. The broth is doing the job the broth is supposed to do, which is why the sodium is lower and the soup still tastes like something real. Here's the test. Put a container of Kettle Fire in the refrigerator overnight. If it gels, turns thick and jiggly like cold stock, that's the collagen. That's the proof. Campbell's will still be liquid in the morning because there was never anything in it to gel. Widely available at Whole Foods, Sprouts, Target, and online. More expensive than Campbell's. genuinely different from Campbell's in a way that healthy request never is, when the bones actually matter. Kettle Fire is the accessible entry point. Fond and bare bones are what happens when the sourcing of the bones matters as much as the simmering. Fond uses grass-fed beef bones or free-range chicken bones, organic vegetables, and medicinal herbs. The ingredient list varies by product but reads like something a trained cook would write, not a food scientist. It's tested for heavy metals. The flavor is botanical and complex in a way that mass-produced bone broth never achieves because mass-produced bone broth is optimizing for consistency, not depth. Fond is optimizing for the broth itself. Bare bones uses chicken feet, necks, and backs, the parts of the bird that nobody else wants and that produce more collagen per pound than any other cut. Chicken feet are unglamorous and structurally perfect for stock. The gelatin yield from a batch made with feet is substantially higher than one made with carcass alone, which is why a cup of bare bones chilled overnight sets up like panna cotta. That's not marketing. That's collagen doing what collagen does when it's actually present. Both are available at Whole Foods and Sprouts and online. Both will gel in your refrigerator. Both have ingredient lists short enough to read before your soup heats up. If the standard for real soup is broth that behaves like broth, this is what the ceiling looks like. Whole Foods Hot Bar, Costco refrigerated section, Sprouts. The best soup available to most Americans isn't in the canned aisle. It isn't even in a can. The Whole Foods soup bar makes soup in-store or from a regional kitchen and sells it the same day it was made. Real stock. Vegetables with actual texture rather than softened to invisibility. A sell-by window measured in hours rather than years. That short window is the proof. Real soup made from real stock can't survive indefinitely, and the inability to survive indefinitely means nothing. Industrial was done to make it last. Costco's refrigerated soup section is where this category gets genuinely surprising. Refrigerated chicken noodle, minestrone, and lentil soups with sell-by dates measured in days and ingredient lists that read like a recipe. Real chicken in portions you can actually see and taste. Real vegetables. Real broth, because something was actually cooked, not assembled from components. Most people walk straight past it to the canned aisle out of habit. Stop walking past it. Trader Joe's refrigerated soup section, not the canned section, the refrigerated section, operates the same way. Shorter shelf life, real broth, cleaner ingredients than anything in their canned aisle. The fact that Trader Joe's runs two entirely different standards under the same brand, fake broth in the canned section, real broth in the refrigerated section, is one of the clearest illustrations in any grocery store of how much the format changes what's actually in the bowl. Your grandmother's Campbell's was the best available option for the pantry of her era. Better soup exists in most grocery stores you already shop at. You just have to walk past the canned aisle to find it. Campbell's built one of the most trusted brands in American food history on water, yeast extract, and natural flavors doing the work of chicken stock that was never made. The broth on the label was never broth. The cream in the cream of mushroom was never cream. The chicken flavor in the ramen packet was never chicken. And when the ingredients are manufactured rather than cooked, salt is the only thing left to make it taste like something. That's why the sodium is high. That's why it tastes identical every time. And that's why it has a shelf life measured in years. Flip every can around before it goes in your cart. Find the broth. Find what comes after it. Salt solved their problem. Your blood pressure paid for it. Comment B2E if you made it to the end. Subscribe and check out our apparel in the Built to Eat store. Thanks for watching.